Our scripture lesson today is from Paul's letter to his congregation in Rome, known to us as the book of Romans in our Christian scriptures. The verses I will read are from chapter 14 and verses 1 to 12. And I'm going to do something a little different. Many of you know I'm an historian, and I'm with a particular interest in 17th century England. And that is the period which produced what became the Bible for many of us older folks when we were growing up, the King James Version. It was the Bible of the English-speaking world for many hundreds of years. The Bible, it turns out, of Shakespearean language. And it's very important for us to know that probably the greatest master of the English language to serve as President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, learned the cadences of the King James Bible, and they greatly influenced his speaking. First, though, I will read the full scripture, verses 1 through 12, from a contemporary English version of the scriptures. Welcome, all the Lord's followers, even those whose faith is weak. Don't criticize them for having beliefs that are different from yours. Some think it is all right to eat anything, while those whose faith is weak will eat only vegetables. But you should not criticize others for eating or for not eating. After all, God welcomes everyone. What right do you have to criticize someone else's servants? Only their Lord can decide if they are doing right, and the Lord will make sure that they do right. Some of the Lord's followers think one day is more important than another. Others think all days are the same. But each of you should make up your own mind. Any followers who count one day more important than another day, do it to honor their Lord. And any followers who eat meat, give thanks to God, just like the ones who don't eat meat. Whether we live or die, it must be for God, rather than for ourselves. Whether we live or die, it must be for the Lord. Alive or dead, we still belong to the Lord. This is because Christ died and rose to life, so that he would be the Lord of the dead and of the living. Why do you criticize other followers of the Lord? Why do you look down on them? The day is coming when God will judge all of us. In the scriptures, God says, I swear by my very life that everyone will kneel down and praise my name. And so, each of us must give an account to God for what we do. And now I'll read the last 5 verses of that passage from the King James Bible, verses 8 through 12. For whether we live unto the Lord, and whether we die unto the Lord. Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are the Lord's. For to this end Christ both died and rose and revived, and he might be Lord both of the dead and the living. But why dost thou judge thy brother? Or why dost thou set at naught thy brother? For we shall all stand before the judgment seat of Christ. For it is written, As I live, saith the Lord, every knee shall bow down to me, and every tongue shall confess to God. So then, every one of us shall give account of himself to God. May God add his blessing to our reading and hearing of his word, no matter which translation.